Husband Garrett Kochmar vanished overseas with his ex Linda Sharp. They left me with one thing, an illegitimate screaming baby. 20 years later, I posted that my son had passed his exams. He was joining the police force. That is when Garrett came back with Linda and a lawsuit. At the plaintiff's table, Linda looked polished, soft makeup, perfect posture, her voice pure control. After Garrett divorced, we got married and had a big healthy boy. Gemma couldn't stand seeing us happy, so she stole our son. We searched for 20 years. She refuses to give him back. We're his biological parents. We have the right to take him. Garrett shot me a glare. Gemma, just because you can't have kids doesn't mean you get to steal mine. The trial was live streamed. The comments exploded. Can't have your own kids so you steal one? You destroyed a family. Sick. Give him back to his real parents. Then my son was called into the courtroom and the whole room went dead quiet. Gemma Johnston, you stole my son and now you won't even admit it. Willie is my biological child. A thief like you doesn't deserve to be his mother. You are losing today. Linda glared at me like she already owned the verdict. Garrett smirked. You chased me. Remember, I stopped loving you a long time ago, and you are so cold you won't even spare my son. Hand Willie over. When everyone finds out what you did, let's see how easy your life is. Every eye in the courtroom locked on me. I didn't blink. I've said it before. Willie cannot be your son. 6 months after I married Garrett 20 years ago, he cheated on me with his ex Linda, said it was a class reunion, took her overseas. They vanished. I was a widow before my wedding flowers even died, and while I was breaking down, I found what they left behind, a screaming baby boy. 20 years later, I posted that my son, Willie, had passed the tests and joined the police force. That is when Garrett and Linda, dead for years, rose from the grave and showed up at my door, demanding their child back. I swallowed my anger, told them flat out it was impossible for them to have given birth to Willie. They decided I was trying to steal their successful son, camped outside my house, made scenes, dragged their relatives over to pressure me into handing over the property. I refused, had property management remove them, so they sued me. My calm voice only set Linda off. Her eyes went red. She yanked a yellowed birth certificate from her bag, hands shaking. Look, I carried Willie for 10 months. I gave birth to him. The paper showed an 8-pound baby boy, grinning with bare gums. I'd only given birth a little over a month before. He hadn't even had enough of my milk before this woman stole him. She collapsed into tears. Garrett pulled Linda close and handed the old baby photo to the judge. This was taken on my son's 1-month birthday. He was sweet, so well behaved. It has been 20 years. This is all I have left. They clung to each other crying. I didn't blink. The live stream chat blew up. What a monster. She tore a family apart and let them search for their kid for 20 years, and she feels nothing. She is a straight up sociopath. Let Garrett and Linda take their son back. Throw Gemma in jail. No matter how savage the comments got, I stayed cool. When I didn't react, Linda's face twisted. Her hands shook as she yanked out a worn baby outfit. Gemma, you left this behind when you stole Willie. For 20 years, every time I see it, I wonder where my son is. Her voice went sharp. Garrett's eyes turned red. Gemma, you stole my wife's chance to be a mother. A monster like you doesn't deserve to live. I looked at them ice cold. I told you, there is no way you gave birth to Willie. I knew I was right. For Linda and Garrett to have Willie, it would take a genetic glitch. Tow them. I was just in denial. The live stream got uglier. Shameless doesn't even cover it. She stole their kid and won't give him back. She is sick. Karma's coming. The judge frowned and tapped the gavel. Plaintiff, provide real evidence. We have it. A witness. An older woman shuffled in with the bailiff. Linda pointed at her, voice shaking. This is Penelope. She used to clean Gemma's house. She saw Gemma bring home an unidentified baby. Penelope nodded. Yes, I worked at Gemma's house. One night she came back sweating, carrying something heavy. I peeked. It opened, a big baby boy. I was shocked. She was divorced and couldn't have kids. Whose baby was that? I asked. She dodged it. Later I heard her muttering and knew the child was stolen. She finished, shaking. I almost laughed. Penelope, you worked for me less than half a day before I fired you. You are sure you saw me steal a child? The wrinkles on her face twitched, guilt flashed in her eyes. Then she straightened. You fired me because I saw too much. When I left, I heard you hitting and yelling at the baby, saying his mother stole your husband. The courtroom blew up. The live stream drowned in curses. I stayed calm. You are making this up. She stumbled over her words. Linda shook with rage. The evidence is right here, and you are still denying it? Garrett stepped up and handed the judge a report. Your Honor, this is Gemma's old medical record. She is infertile. There is no way she gave birth. The room erupted. She can't even have kids. How does she have a 20-year-old son? He has to be stolen. Judge, it is obvious. She is lying. Lock her up. I let out a short, cold laugh. What does me being infertile have to do with whether I have a son? 20 years ago, they dumped a 1-month-old baby and vanished. Never asked about him again. They've never even seen my son. Everything out of their mouths is pure fantasy. If they knew the truth, they wouldn't sound this stupid. Garrett's face went red. Gemma, you still gonna deny it? Fine. You never remarried. You can't even have kids. So where'd the kid come from? Linda shot me a look and pulled a recorder from her bag. Your Honor, this is from one of Gemma's relatives. Static then. A rough male voice. Gemma stole Garrett's new wife's baby. Put him in the system as her own. Thought nobody would notice. Click silence. Linda smirked. Well, got anything to say? I took a slow breath. They really thought 20 years erased everything. Thought they could just rewrite the story. Too bad. Their whole setup was about to crash. I met their eyes calm. Willie's custody is mine. None of your so-called evidence proves I stole a child. One shaky witness means nothing. And that recording? That relative's been dead 3 years. Easy to fake a voice when no one's around to deny it. I don't accept it. The judge gave a small nod. Linda lost it. Gemma, I am Willie's biological mother. You can argue all you want. That won't change. Let me see him. And I'll take him for a maternity test right now. Garrett shot me a hard look. Yeah, I'll call the hospital. I let out a cold laugh. Go ahead. DNA won't save you. The live stream blew up. Bitch, all that evidence and she is still lying, hard-headed as hell. Hurry up and get that DNA test. Can't wait to see her shut down. I stayed blank, arms crossed. Linda was shaking. Then she yanked out a document and slammed it on the table. Gemma, you pushed me to this. Look, my son Willie signed voluntary change of custody agreement. The courtroom gasped. The live stream went wild. Nice. She is done. I looked at them. Ice cold. Linda smiled like she'd already won. Willie signed it and mailed it to us. He said you control him. Won't let him contact us. But blood is blood. He chose to sign himself over. She finished smug and shot me a nasty look. Your Honor, Gemma's been imprisoning and controlling my son. That is unlawful confinement. confinement, she should be arrested today. Garrett nodded fast, practically glowing at the idea of me in cuffs. I let out a short laugh. You are sure Willie personally called you? Of course, they said together. I took a slow breath. Wow, good to know. I faced the judge. Your Honor, Willie couldn't have made that call. He couldn't have signed anything. Their evidence is fake. The judge studied the document, frowning. Linda waved her copy at the camera. Everyone, look, it is right here in black and white. And she is still denying it. The live stream lit up. What is there to debate? He is over 20. He picked his guardian and signed it himself. Judge, just rule already. Give Willie back to Garrett and Linda. The judge didn't say a word. I watched them ice cold. Linda snapped first, pointing at me. Just wait. When my son comes home, you are done. Garrett put on that fake calm. Gemma, what is not yours will never be yours. Confess now. Maybe you'll dodge a few charges. I kept my voice flat. Don't celebrate yet. You might be the ones who lose. Linda lunged. The bailiffs grabbed her before she got close. Finally, the judge looked up. Defendant, do you have more evidence? I checked the time. Yes, 2 sets. First, I request Willie be brought to court. If I am right, he is already here. The judge nodded. The courtroom doors creaked open. Linda burst into tears. Willie, mommy's finally see you. Garrett squeezed her hand locked on the entrance. Then a sharp bark cut through the room. A tall black German shepherd sprinted in. The second he saw me, he dropped into a sit, tail going wild. I gave a small smile. Everyone, meet my son, Willie. The courtroom froze. The live stream went insane. What the hell? Her son's a dog. No way. This has to be a joke. Linda and Garrett just stared, mouths open. I smiled. This is my son. He passed the police exams. Next month he'll officially join as a K-9. I am proud of him. Then I looked at them. As for your real son, I know exactly where he is.